How's it going, everybody? We are going to be opening up today the newest Japanese sets for Pokemon, Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia. And these just released this past weekend, and I was able to get my hands on one of each booster box. So we're going to see, I honestly have only seen the cards that they have revealed in English. So these both sets combined will be coming to English as our Mega Evolution base set, the first set of the new Mega Evolution era. So I've seen like the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. I think there's a Mega Kangaskhan, but I really haven't seen, there's a Vulpix IR I think I've seen. So I'm pretty excited to rip into it. Let's just open them up. If you've never seen a Japanese pack opening before, we'll go over the differences because there are quite a few differences between this and English. So we'll stick, I assume that one's Mega Symphonia. I don't know. We'll stick that back there. But these both came from my friend Scott at Dinner Table Gaming. He is local to me, so it's awesome to have a local source of Japanese product. So check out Scott at Dinner Table Gaming. There's all of his tags right there. You can scan this QR code there. Price on these has dropped. It's a pretty good price for both sets compared to how the market has been so far, or has been lately. But you'll see you get a large number of packs. Was it 30? I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 30 packs. So 15 in this stack, 15 in the other. I don't know, because sometimes the Japanese packs can be seeded. So, like where the pulls are always in the same spots. So I don't want that. So we're going to shuffle them up really quick here and divide them into a couple sets. So you'll notice, first of all, if you have never seen a Japanese pack opening, these are very thin. There are only, I think, 5 cards in here. So there are not nearly as many cards as an English booster pack. The cool thing about Japanese booster boxes is, number one, they're typically way, way cheaper than English booster boxes. And number two, the pull rates are guaranteed due to gambling laws in Japan. They have to post the pull rates. So as we take a look at our cards there and enjoy some of the new artwork we'll be seeing in English here soon. As long as nothing has changed, I believe we are guaranteed 3 art rares, which I'm pretty excited to see because, like I said, I don't know any of them. And 1 secret rare. Well, there's our first art rare, the Ivysaur. Nice. I want this whole line, and pulling them myself would be pretty cool. There's a little ding on that last card there, the Marshadow. But we got the Ivysaur. Maybe a little dent there, so maybe I won't grade this one myself. But heck of a first pull for the set. Very happy with that. So we are guaranteed, like I said, in each box, a secret rare or better. So like a full art or a secret art rare. Or if we're very lucky, one of the new awesome golds. So I have seen those. Those look incredible. That is a great, great Sandshrew from Shinjiganda. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this set in English. I just, you know, I love everything I have seen in the reveals so far, but looks like we might have an EX in this pack. Yeah. Is that an EX? Yes. So we got a Mega Lucario EX and a Shiftry back there. Shout out to JBB Gaming. But we have a really good looking EX actually. So I don't know if it comes up across on video, but the texture on this is pretty cool. You see Lucario's body down there. But yeah, nice. So I know there's been some discussion about the yellow text. I don't know. It doesn't bug me. I don't want to not look at Ivysaur. Sorry, Mega Lucario. All right, let's see. I am hopeful because, you know, just for the pack opening experience, just because I wanted to see the product a little bit early, I got some Japanese instead of waiting all the way till like September. Is that when it releases in English? But, you know, I did not go hard on this set, right? I did not order like 4 or 5 booster boxes of each to try to guarantee a good pull. Just got one of each. So we're going to have to get really lucky on our secret rare pull here whenever that comes to hope for a special art rare. And I really do hope it's one I haven't seen before. So my very first time ever opening Japanese products was with, well, other than as a kid, when they sold Japanese base pack. Oh, we did get lucky. I think we got as lucky as you can get. Surely, at least in Japanese, that is going to be the chase card. Scott, you wished me good luck when I left your place after picking these boxes up. My man, you need to wish me good luck every time. So thank you. That is a heck of a pull. Heck yeah. Well, that kind of spoils the box, but we still have a couple ARs to pull. So, yeah, that Lily is going to, I imagine, be the chase card of the set in Japanese, right? So, pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Now, let's see if we can get just as lucky with Mega Symphonia. Or would I think that the other box is Mega Symphonia. I probably should have looked that up, but I assume Mega Brave is Mega Lucario and Mega Symphonia is the Mega Gardevoir over there. So we'll just start speeding through these because, again, they're only 5 packs or 5 cards per pack. And looks like we might have our next art rare there. Shroodle, nope, Mega Venusaur. So that's why I got our Venusaur out over there. Shout out to Lou for making that for me. Thank you very much. I will eventually get the rest of the base set trio from you, I promise. But Venusaur is my favorite of the base set starters, so had to get that one made in Sculpey. Hey! So I guess when it is an SAR, you can also get a secret rare. Honestly, that's news to me because, like I said, the first time I opened Japanese product other than when I was a kid was with Night Wanderer. And my very first box of Night Wanderer, I pulled the Cassiopeia, which I think at the time was the chase card. Now, honestly, like the most expensive card of the set for Night Wanderer is probably the Earthen Vessel still. But, you know, I was hooked at that point. You know, back then, the market was not as crazy as it is now, where any sealed Pokemon product is inflated in price. So I was able to get boxes of Night Wanderer for like $35 or something crazy like that. So that is what normal Japanese market is, like $40 to $50 for a booster box, even after being imported into the United States. The margins at the time were like super thin. You'd get people importing them for like $33 a box and then selling them for $37 a box. And it was a good time to buy product, as we get a Mega Absol there. It was a good time to buy Japanese product. And like I said, my very first box, I pulled what was at the time the chase card. So I was pretty hooked. I was like, wow, that's rude of Pokemon to do to me, and get me hooked right out of the gate. And it's rude of them to do this too. So we might have to grade that one back there. That, you know, I think Japanese product is pretty safe to grade usually. So as far as like gem rate, you know, there's no question about quality control and too much centering or too much being off center. Hariyama there. It's a good Celebi art as well. but I've just never experimented with grading. That is a heck of a pull, though. So I'm very glad about that, as we get a Garganackle. That's an awesome card. Like I said, this is, for most of these, my first time seeing the card. So definitely my first time seeing that card. And I think we should still have one to go. So let's see if we got another EX back here. We do, with a Mega Camperupt. That's a good one too. You know, I'm liking the look of these. I'm not gonna lie. I hope the layout of the, you know, hollow pattern, whatever, the texture of it, I hope that stays for English. But usually I believe they redo it all for English. So let me know down below if you have watched a bunch of openings of this, and did I pull the best card that you can pull from the set? I think I did. So pretty excited about that. But we will kind of speed through the rest of these because we should, I believe, only have one more major hit in the box. So I don't know. It's entirely possible that when you hit an SAR and you also get a secret rare, maybe you don't get, we got a cool Evil Tall there, maybe you don't get the third art rare. I don't know. I hope we get it though. But, you know, as far as full arts go, we got the special art rare and the full art Lily. So I imagine those are two pretty good ones to have. I didn't want to look up the set because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. I was like, you know what? I was away at Gen Con all weekend, and didn't pick these up on release day, I guess, in the United States anyway, which was Saturday. You know, most people didn't get them on Friday, which is when it released in Japan. They would have had to have shipped early, extra early from Japan to get to the United States by then. So I didn't pick these up because I was at Gen Con, and I thought, you know what? I might as well not research the set too much. I kind of wanted to surprise myself a bit. So this one I'm kind of going in blind as well. If you went in blind with me, I'm sorry that I can't offer more guidance as far as what else is major to pull in the set. Man, it would be nice to get lucky in English and pull that as well. I don't know what the chase card will be in English. There's actually been some deviation between what everybody in Japan wants to pull and what everybody in the West wants to pull lately. So usually it's not something I can... Ooh, look at that. I like that Steelix. That is a good looking card. Very nice way to spotlight the Pokemon. So yeah, we have 3 more cards. This is an interesting point. We shouldn't pull anything from these. You know, we might get an EX or a holo or something, but we shouldn't pull anything major out of these. And that is why it is very, very important to typically not buy like loose Japanese packs. That's why they're so cheap, is because people don't buy loose Japanese packs, because loose Japanese packs are typically there just because somebody has found the hits or not. So we get another secret rare. What the heck? So this box has had 3 art rares, 2 secret rares, and 1 special art rare. Plus how many EXs? So, you know, it's, like I said, it's entirely possible that pull rates did change. So let's take a look at that, what I am going to consider a pretty freaking cracked box. Yeah, so we got the Incredible Lily and the full art and some juice. Sorry, don't read Japanese. And then Garganackle, Steelix, and Ivysaur. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4 different regular EX cards. So that's pretty cool. That's a very good box. So thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. So let's keep this stack over here so I don't mix up my bulk. And let's go ahead and rip into this. So again, you don't typically want to buy like loose Japanese packs, specifically because the boxes are seeded, right? You like there are guaranteed hits in it. So with, you know, loose packs, somebody could have just pulled all of the major hits out of their box early. Like I said, especially in some cases where, like I've said in the past, Japanese boxes have been, like you could tell with Terrestrial Festival. Oh, I think I'm going to have to pause for a second. It sounds like my baby woke up. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. My 8-month-old has a bit of a fever, so she is not sleeping too well through the nights. But what I was saying was, with loose packs, especially like with Terrestrial Festival, I think if you opened like the first pack of the box, you could tell where all of the subsequent hits would be, right? So you knew where the special art rare was going to be. So, you know, you could just pull all the hits out of the box and then sell loose packs. So I don't know, just if you're buying Japanese product, be careful of it. I recommend buying sealed boxes from somebody you trust. You can also buy boxes without the shrink. That is, you know, totally normal. It's okay. You know, when somebody is buying from the Pokemon Center in Japan, I believe they take the shrink off to discourage reselling and stuff like that. But you can buy from trusted sellers like Scott, who get direct from Japanese supplier shipments directly from Japanese suppliers, and you know, kind of avoid all of those issues. But it does, like, you know, English has like guaranteed hit rates too, right? With booster boxes, at least. So mainline sets, there's always going to be some type of, you know, yay. So this must be the set with Mega Kangaskhan. That is the SAR I want to pull. I'm sure there's some more desirable SAR in the set than the Mega Kangaskhan, but I think I've talked about this on the channel before. Since I was, you know, a kid and got my license, my friends and I have always done this silly thing where we name our cars after Pokemon. My first car was, ooh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful Alakazam there. Kind of a serious looking Alakazam floating on top of his rock there. So again, I haven't seen any of these, so that's pretty sweet. What is that? Is that just another rock? I wonder what that is supposed to be in the art. So whenever we get our cars, we always name them after Pokemon. So my first car was named Kangaskhan. So, you know, I have a soft spot in my heart for Kangaskhan. Was always one I enjoyed trying to get in the Safari Zone, I think. Am I remembering that right? It's been quite a while since I played Red and Blue. Gosh, almost 30 years since I've played Red and Blue. No, not that long. So I'm excited to go into this set a little blind. I don't typically get to do that because, nice, Mega Abomasnow. I usually like keep up with the set on justinbasil.net. There's some unfortunate news there with his passing. So that was a tremendous resource for me and the rest of the community. And since then, like I said, I have not really frequented the site because I, knew that there's going to be a transition period there. I'm not sure if anyone is maintaining the site. I hope that legacy does continue though, for sure. Because the visual set guide was always something that was helpful to rely on for me, especially when planning the size of the English master sets and trying to prep in advance for like, what size binder do I need? Can I estimate what the best layout is actually going to be so I don't have dead spots, or I don't push all the illustration rears across 2 pages or whatever? That was always super helpful to try to guess what the English set was going to be as reveals went on, and especially during weeks like this when we had the Japanese set release. So it's always really fun to see the visual set guide get filled out, the cards get translated, all that kind of good stuff. So that is a tremendous loss to the Pokemon community. And I hope his family is doing okay. As we get a Helioptile, right? Art rare. So we have not hit our secret rare this time, but we have burned 2 of our art rare hits. We'll see with this box. Like I said, maybe now the hit rates for Japanese boxes are 2 secret rares per box. That would be interesting, if they just bumped up the hit rates. So would be kind of cool. Otherwise, I don't know why that previous box we just opened had 2 SRs and 1 SAR in it, plus 3 art rares. So heck of a box that was. So this is a nice little break from the Black Bolt White Flare Master Set. Like I said, I was at Gen Con over the weekend and hunted everywhere I could for Pokemon cards. There were only like maybe 5 or 6 really good booths worth of Pokemon singles, and only one of them, the Mystic TCG booth, so shout out to them, had any Black Bolt and White Flare really. There we go, got our Mega Gardevoir. The rest of the booth, like one booth had a white Reshiram, but that was it. They didn't have any of the other cards I needed. But the Mystic TCG booth, I asked him, hey, do you have any Black Bolt White Flare? He goes, I have a little, and I found like 30 cards. So that we needed for the master set. So thank you to them for actually bringing some newer singles to Gen Con this year. I was really happy that it wasn't a dud. I mean, Gen Con's fun in its own right, but I was happy that it wasn't a dud as far as the Pokemon hunt, right? So we made a lot of progress. If you would like to see the specific progress I made at Gen Con and with a couple recent purchases, I should have a video up on the channel for members where I talk about how I process all the cards as I get them in. I call it processing. I'm sure there's another term for it. But when I receive cards in the mail or find them at shows and bring home, these big stacks of cards, one of the fun things that I get to do, or that I like doing anyway, I think it's fun, it's nice and relaxing, is I get to bring all the cards home and put them in the order that I'm going to put them in the binder, and re-sleeve them, because I like to put everything in the Ultra Pro penny sleeves that I use. I get that question a lot, so if you are ever wondering what sleeves I use normal Ultra Pro penny sleeves for the binders. And I do what I call processing the cards. I sit down here and I, like I said, organize them, sleeve them, and then I check them off on my Dex app, and then, oh, there is our secret rare. Nice. That is a nice looking full art. Look at the texture on that. So when you hear or see people online talk about the difference in Japanese quality control and Japanese texture, this is what they mean. This card will not have the same texture pattern in English. At least thus far, they have redone all of their own texture on English cards. So that's a pretty good look at just how textured Japanese cards can be. So anyway, like I was saying, I should have a members only video up. If you would like to join the channel as a member. You can see that, plus a nice backlog of other members only videos. It's never required, but there are sometimes videos that don't quite fit with the YouTube algorithm, right? And that's one of them, you know, just being boring and processing cards and showing off my most recent purchases and re-sleeving them and getting them prepped to go in the binder and stuff. If that sounds interesting to you, I like to post a little bit of conversational content like that and solicit quite a bit of feedback. We got another, what the heck, man? Nice. So we got, the pull rates must definitely be different because we got a Shedinja, right? Didn't I already pull 3? No. Okay. No, that was our 3rd. Sorry. Thought that was our 4th art rare of this box. But yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, I do try to keep a good little run of members only content coming out. We do a members only giveaway, and we do have another secret rare. So yeah, must be 2 secret rares per box. That's pretty cool. I'm glad they upped the pull rates. That makes these even more fun to open. So 2 secret rares to look forward to as we open these boxes. Man, Scott, I might be coming back to you because these have been fun. I really like going into Pokemon sets blind. That's not going to be good for me. I really like not knowing what's coming or not knowing what to hope for. You know what I mean? It's fun. So I do appreciate all of you channel members. Thank you all so much. It's nice to get a direct line of feedback to my viewers. And I'll hopefully be doing some YouTube live streaming as well here pretty soon. So we will try to definitely get more live interaction with the members. I would like to do, we're approaching 20,000 subs. So love any feedback down below in the comments on what kind of giveaways or celebration stream you'd like to see for 20,000 subs. I am all ears, and that's what I am planning on doing, is a nice big giveaway stream. So as we got our last pack here, nothing in that but a heck of an opening today. I'm very happy with that. So 2 SRs, 3 art rares, 5 in this instance EX cards. And then in our Mega Brave box, we got the Lily, this energy drink, a Garganacl, Steelix, Ivysaur, and some EXs. But that Lily is definitely the pull of the day. Very happy with that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward, like I am, to the new Mega Evolution set. This was a good preview of it, and now I'm really stoked to open it in English. But first, we've got some massive binders with White Flare and Black Bolt to finish. So we are certainly making progress on those, and I appreciate you all coming along that journey with me. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.